Now see, this is a case study of an entrepreneur, which I have named it as a self-made entrepreneur. And this is a case study of a recent incident during COVID-19 and how he brought a change in his business, right? So Jignesh was a vegetable seller in Ahmedabad and he was very famous in his market. Like we also have some of our favorite vegetable sellers, right? So he was also one of them. He used to wake up every morning at 5 to do all his preparations. So very sincere person. Customers used to prefer his vegetables over the other vendors because of his fresh vegetables, the way he used to work. But unfortunately, COVID-19 pandemic created adverse situation like all over lockdown in the city of Ahmedabad, right? So he also faced a lot of problem. He came up with the idea that vegetables should be delivered at home, but that also had so many problems. Let us see what happened. He decided customers could order the type and quantity of vegetable they wanted a day before, right? मतलब उसके पास से जाके या तो लिखवा लेते थे वो, right? कि इतने vegetables मुझे चाहिए. Jignesh would exactly buy that much vegetables from the wholesale market and deliver it fresh to their house. मतलब उसको भी होलसेल मार्केट से खरीद के उतने ही फ्रेश वेजिटेबल्स तो दिन का जो बच जाए वो वेस्ट ना हो जाए. Now his customers do not have to go through the inconvenience of taking risk of being in crowd during the times of COVID-19 and thus the vegetables were delivered at the home, right? घर पे ही पहुंच जाते थे. और एक चीज हो गई दैट अनलॉक भी हो गया अहमदाबाद में, उसके बाद भी आज भी पीपल जो रिस्क नहीं लेना चाहते दे स्टिल प्रेफर टू ऑर्डर द वेजिटेबल्स एट हिज डोर स्टेप, राइट? मतलब घर पे ही वेजिटेबल्स जो है वो वेजिटेबल्स वेंडर्स मंगवाते हैं, आज भी वही चल रहा है. उनको सिर्फ क्या करना है, पेटीएम या भीम जो जिग्नेश के पास जो भी टच फ्री पेमेंट की अवेलेबिलिटी है उससे वो पेमेंट कर देते हैं. Now Jignesh has come up with a new idea that he is setting up cold storages in the truck, right? ताकि उसके वेजिटेबल्स खराब ना हो जाए, क्योंकि अब उसको अहमदाबाद के कोने कोने में घूमना पड़ता है एंड आउटस्कर्ट्स में भी वो जाता है. सो व्हाट ही हैज डन, ही हैज डेवलप्ड कोल्ड स्टोरेज इन हिज ट्रक सो दैट वेजिटेबल्स डज नॉट गेट रॉटन, राइट? बट इतना ज्यादा वो कैसे कर पाया? हाउ कुड जिग्नेश बाय कोल्ड स्टोरेजेस एंड अफोर्ड कॉस्टली ट्रक एज वेल? ही वॉज वेरी स्मार्ट. उसने क्या किया, बाकी के जो भी वेजिटेबल वेंडर्स थे उनके साथ हाथ मिला लिया. जो कोरोना के टाइम्स पे उनके साथ भी यही हो रहा था, तो उसने बोला कि हम सब मिलके धंधा करते हैं और ये धंधा चल पड़ेगा. एंड दैट इज व्हाट एग्जैक्टली हैपेंड. उससे क्या किया, उन लोगों ने कोल्ड स्टोरेज भी खरीदा एंड उन लोगों ने एक ट्रक भी खरीद लिया और सब मिलके एक साथ नाउ दे आर डिलीवरिंग द फ्रेश फूड्स एंड एवरीथिंग एट द डोर स्टेप ऑफ देयर कस्टमर्स. इससे और एक चीज हुई दैट ही कुड क्रिएट एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज फॉर हिज फेलोमेट्स ऑल्सो. उसका खुद का प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो गया, कस्टमर्स का प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो गया एंड ही कुड डिलीवर द employment opportunities to his fellow mates also. So he is truly a self-made entrepreneur. मतलब एक बुरे टाइम में भी अच्छा कॉन्सेप्ट लेके he has come up. He took a risk which nobody could take. So see, let us decode this entrepreneur and come up with the characteristics of the entrepreneur. Risk taker. देखो COVID-19 में भी he took such a huge risk. फर्म डिटर्मिनेशन, वेजिटेबल्स ही स्टोर सेल करने का काम था, उसी को आगे बढ़ाया एंड अब वो घर पे तक बेचता है. इनोवेटर. देखो कोई भी वेजिटेबल सेलर्स के पास ऐसा आइडिया नहीं है कि भाई कोल्ड स्टोरेजेस डेवलप करते हैं और ट्रक बाय करते हैं और ट्रक्स में ही वो काम करते रहेंगे. देयर वाज नो सच थिंग्स विद अदर्स, बट सी ही केम अप विद दिस आइडिया. सोशल वेलफेयर, राइट? सोसाइटी में फ्रेश वेजिटेबल्स आजकल डिलीवर हो रहे हैं, बाकी के लोगों को भी उसने एम्प्लॉयमेंट दे दिया. सो सी ही इज सच अ गेम चेंजर. एंड टीम वर्क, right? He alone could not do it, so he developed a team of his own fellow mates, and see he has come up with this concept. So he is a truly a not famous entrepreneur, but still he is an entrepreneur, came up with such innovative idea. Now let us go to another GTU question. Your university. Hello, guys. Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in your university, one question is asked, which is asked more frequently: what is the need of entrepreneurship, or why there is a need of a strategy to develop entrepreneurs in India? So the answer is going to be like this. See, the biggest need of entrepreneurship for any country is for economic development. We have seen in the previous question that for economic development, right, we need entrepreneurs. Next thing is that role of government and private entrepreneurs is very important, right? How government? Because government must form policies, principles that should provoke more and more entrepreneurs to start up with the innovative businesses, राइट एंटरप्रेन्योर्स ऐसे होने चाहिए जो अपने इनोवेटिव बिजनेसेस लेके आए। और वो कैसे होगा? अगर एंटरप्रेन्योर्स के लिए गवर्नमेंट हैज कम अप विद द स्ट्रेटजी, सम पॉलिसीज एंड प्रिंसिपल्स व्हिच गिव देम रिलैक्स व्हेन दे स्टार्ट विद द business. The role of entrepreneurs has further increased because of the liberal policies. Government की policies है, right, during 1991, right? So उसी policies की वजह से more and more entrepreneurs are coming in. Now, one more thing is required. Need of entrepreneurship is that innovation should be promoted by the government. More quality of entrepreneurs, not just the quantity of entrepreneurs, but the quality of entrepreneurs should be available, because entrepreneur is an agent of progress in the society. This was asked in GTU, right? A question that justify why entrepreneur is an agent of progress in society. In your university exam, this was the question. So you can justify that, see, entrepreneurs are required because if the entrepreneurs are there, then innovative ideas, innovative startups are going to come in the society. Again, see, if entrepreneurs are not there, very slow progress will happen, like it used to happen during the 4 decades of independence के बाद 4 decades तक, जब तक 1991 में laws आ गए थे startups के लिए और उसके लिए, तब तक बहुत धीरे था. But now the Indian entrepreneurs are also very innovative. They are not shy and they are also participating. They are coming with the new startups. See, we need to increase the number. US and Japan, right, they became the best economies because their economic growth was directly related to the number of entrepreneurs in their country. So even we need to increase the entrepreneurs in our country. Wo number of entrepreneurs should be there. Now see, which countries, this diagram shows which countries are self-reliant and are growing economies in the world. See, the maximum is US, right? Because every country has known that no country can progress without the development of the entrepreneurship, right? Government alone cannot give the jobs. We need more and more entrepreneurs. Only then this will happen. Every country needs to promote its trade. And if entrepreneurs are there, then exchange of trade will happen, right? So entrepreneurs can be considered as the yardstick. मेजर कर सकते हैं हम किसी भी इकोनॉमी को with the help of the more number of entrepreneurs, right? Whether it is the South America, Brazil, Argentina, these countries, or whether it is Asia, China, Japan, India, Malaysia, whether it is an Australian subcontinent, every country knows that more number of entrepreneurs are required. Now, the GTU question, one of the question which was asked in your GTU exam many times is that need of entrepreneurship. There is some 6 points that you need to write down. First point, I already told you, right? Lifeline of the nation. The countries which do not have entrepreneurs, their economy will go down, will be very slow. So you need to it is in fact the measure of the development of country. जिस भी country का economy ज्यादा होगा, समझ जाना है कि वहां पे entrepreneurs, quality and quantity of entrepreneurs are more. See, innovation. Would anyone, when we discussed the case study of Steve Jobs, right? Steve Jobs is a very good example of innovation. See, He was going through the very bad phase of cancer of pancreas, right? He developed a cancer of pancreas. But after the cancer of pancreas also, when his surgery happened, he recovered, he came up with the most innovative idea of iPod. या iPod जैसी चीजें हर रोज बनती है क्या? No, it is once in a lifetime, right? After iPod, something new will happen, but just like iPod, everything cannot come up with that innovation. So entrepreneurs are needed because they come up with some innovative technologies. They come up with some new technologies. They come up with some new products like iPod, iPad, right? And they come up with the new markets. They set up some new markets where nice businesses can happen. They set up some markets like, let me give you an example of a Geo. Online market was created by Geo. Reliance Geo gave free internet. Thousands of people started their online business because it was free. They did not have to give money, and online business boomed, and it gave an example of an online market, right? So innovation comes up only if you have quality entrepreneurs in your country. Next is again employment opportunity. Same reason is given over here. You can see here, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा employment अगर चाहिए, right? तो entrepreneurs ही दे सकते हैं. Let me give you one more example that if you talk about Infosys, right? Then the case study of Infosys says that Narayan Murthy only had 10,000 rupees. That was also his father-in-law, his in-laws had given him when he started his business. And once he started his business grew, and thousands of people are working under him now. So entrepreneur starts a business and employment opportunities are created. अब भी हमने case study देखी, a small entrepreneur in Ahmedabad whose name is Jignesh, right? He came up with an idea of delivering the vegetables at the doorstep of the people. How he gave employment? He knew that just like him, many vegetable vendors in Ahmedabad are facing the same. So what did he do? He joined hands with so many people, right? He took out the cold storage idea, he took out the truck idea, they all joined the hands, and now they are delivering fresh vegetables all over the Ahmedabad, not just at one place. So mobility has increased, employment opportunity has increased because of just one simple idea that they all came with. Next is increased profit. See, entrepreneurs, right? They not just increase the profit of their own organization, but they increase the profit of their own country as well, right? See, profits are increased, and because of that, the future growth and development are provoked. So, entrepreneur has a lot of responsibility of a country on their shoulders. Next is social benefits. See, it is not beneficial to just a business enterprise when an entrepreneur opens the business. Society at large. See, one person like Pushpinder opened the travelkhana.com for the delivering the food in the city. But see, not just that happened, right? Because of his travel khana, what happened? The society at large, all over the people who are traveling in railways, they started getting fresh food at the destined station which they wanted. So when one enterprise is opened, the benefit is not just to the one enterprise, it is to the whole nation, it is to the society of the whole nation, right? Next, and the last one is the change of the growth. सी एंटरप्रेन्योर मोल्ड्स एंटरप्राइज, उसको बहुत ज्यादा काम करना पड़ता है उसके बिजनेस को सेटअप करने में. वो करते करते वो एक एनवायरमेंट नया लेके आता है. लाइक एन एग्जांपल ऑफ अ जियो सिम. सी रिलायंस जियो, they wanted to come up with the sim cards, free sim cards and free internet service. Total environment of India changed, right? The rural India also started using free internet. Rural India also started doing business. Rural India also came into the market of internet, right? So environment, total environment of the technology changed. More and more people were given the, say, they had more opportunities to come in touch with the internet. So these are the 6 points which show that there is a need of entrepreneurship, not in India, but also in the whole world, right? So this was one of the university questions which was asked. Let us move to another question. Now we are going to the myths and misconception. What are some misconceptions that people carry? लोगों के दिमाग में क्या गलत फहमियां है कि अगर मुझे entrepreneur बनना है तो ये सारी चीजें मेरे साथ होगी, right? So these are some of the myths. Let us start. The first myth is starting a business is easy. It is not easy, guys. I'm not like discouraging you. If you have made up your mind, you can definitely start a good business. But most people think that it is very, very easy. I will definitely start a business. I'm going to make thousands, crores within years. No. Only 1/3 of entrepreneurs, remember the data, only 1/3 of entrepreneurs stick to their entrepreneurship within the end of the 3 years. The rest, they stop the business and they switch over to another idea, right? So beginning and starting a company is easy, but again, to run it, to keep continuing it is very, very difficult, right? So then you should be ready to take risk. You should be ready to take ups and downs that are coming in your way and keep working hard so your business does not stop in between. Next myth or next misconception which the most of the entrepreneurs have in their mind is that it takes lot of money to finance a new business. No, right? And the proven example is that Infosys was started by rupees only 10,000. Narayan Murthy was given only 10,000 rupees by the in-laws, by Sudha Murthy, and see, he started the business. So it is not like necessary that you need to have thousands and crores of rupees to start a business. Today in India, 1 lakh rupees startup money without any further headache. Just you have to submit some of your documents, and within few hours, the startup amount of 1 lakh rupee you can get. So it does not take, and it is proved that for small startups, you can always start up with 1 lakh or 2 lakh rupees. So it does not take some 5, 10 lakh rupees every time to start a new business. Depends on the business idea, depends on which kind of business you are doing. So this is one of the myth. People think I don't want to do business. I will stick to my salary because it takes a lot of money to start the business. No, it takes a lot of risk to start the business, right? Next, startups can't be financed with debt. कर्जा लेके मैं स्टार्टअप क्यों करूं? नहीं कर सकता, वो अल्टीमेटली मेरी कंपनी कर्जे में ही डूब जाएगी. ऐसा नहीं है. सी देयर आर टू टर्म्स, डेप्थ एंड इक्विटी. मतलब आपने कर्जा लिया है तो कितने सालों में आप वो कर्जे को चुका के आपकी इक्विटी मेंटेन कर लेते हो. एक समथिंग यू बैलेंस आउट बिटवीन योर डेप्थ एंड योर अर्निंग्स, right? So if that is fully planned, and if you plan it that within these 2 or 3 years I will give away the debt that has come to me, then it happens. So it's not like that कि डेप्थ लिया तो कर्जा लिया तो उसके बाद आगे कुछ नहीं कर पाऊंगा, कर्जा चलता ही जाएगा, चलता ही जाएगा. No, if you are not doing cheating, then nothing will happen. But this thing has happened with Satyam Computers. We have seen the case study of Ramalinga Raju, right? What has happened to Ramalinga Raju? Ramalinga Raju was one of the main person in the Satyam Computers. What did they do? Just to show themselves as the main companies within the 4 main companies of India, IT companies of India, they started showing more profit, right? But they were actually in the debt. Then next year they had to show more profit. Then the other year they had to show the more profit. And by doing this, they went on going into the depths and depths and depths. And ultimately they had to come out, and in front of the media, they had to say that, okay, we were lying. we were not into the profit, we were actually into the depth. So it's not like that. If you plan properly, right, then you can start up with a depth also. Next misconception is that people think that bank do not give us the loans for startup. They do give us, do give the loans, but apart from banks, there are other financial institutions also who give the loans. There are commercial banks also who give the loan. There are government schemes who give you the money, who lend you the money, right? So if you go have knowledge, or if you don't have knowledge, you'll have to find out which are the commercial banks, which are the financial institutions, which are the government schemes that are going to help you lend money for your startup, for your entrepreneurship, and then you can pay the money back to those institutions. Don't worry, we have this topic in our fourth unit, which are the commercial banks, which are the several financial institutions that are giving us the loans, or say which are lending us the money, and within how much time we have to return back them the money. So these are the things which are there in our syllabus. We are going to discuss it. Last misconception is most entrepreneurs start in attractive businesses, अगर इंडस्ट्रीज, अगर आपके पास एक बहुत अच्छा आइडिया है और अगर आप किसी बड़ी इंडस्ट्री में ही इन्वेस्ट करते हो तो ही वो होगा, वरना नहीं होगा. नो, इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. डोंट नीड टू स्टार्ट विद द एट्रैक्टिव इंडस्ट्रीज ओनली. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, हमारा जो जिग्नेश का आज हमने केस स्टडी देखा, उसकी कोई अट्रैक्टिव इंडस्ट्री नहीं थी, छोटी इंडस्ट्री ही थी, वेजिटेबल वेंडर ही था वो, बट फिर भी उसने कैसे अपना दिमाग लगाया, लोगों को जोड़ा, एक टीम बनाई, कोल्ड स्टोरेजेस खरीद लिए, ट्रक खरीद लिया, और ट्रक में ही वो अपना बिजनेस करने लगा, मोबाइल बिजनेस उसका होने लगा. So it's not like that, that the for starting a business you have to choose a very attractive industry only, then you will start your entrepreneurship. No, small businesses also run, and in fact they run very nice, and in fact they give you your pay, they give you profits in within short amount of time if you have done the planning properly. So guys, this was also one of the topic, which is myths and misconceptions of entrepreneurship. Many times in university exams, this topic is asked, this question is asked. This is our part of chapter 1. So you need to understand this topic. क्या क्या गलत फहमियां है जो लोगों के दिमाग में है entrepreneurship start करते वक्त. Now let us go to another topic, which are your advantages of being an entrepreneur, right? Last time, like I said, your exam was mid-sem exam was also MCQ type exam, and your say final exams also for last year's previous year students also, it was online exams. So both in university exams also and midsems also exams also, these questions were asked. I had asked typically the questions from this topic, advantages of entrepreneurship, right? So let us start. Let us see first advantage is that originality. देखो, हर रोज आईपॉड्स, आईपैड्स, ऐसी चीजें नहीं बनती. नॉट एवरी ईयर सम न्यू एंड इनोवेटिव थिंग्स कम अप, ओरिजिनल थिंग्स कम आउट, राइट? सी स्टीव जॉब्स, even after he was suffering from cancer, he went through his major surgery, recovered, and after that also a very original product of Apple, the iPod, he came up with. So the best advantage of being an entrepreneur is that you have to work upon your mind, and then you come up with some innovative original products which are not available in the market, right? So originality is the biggest advantage of the entrepreneurship. Next is excitement. See, some people, though they are famous, though they are successful, but they don't stick to the same business. They want to come up with some new and exciting things, like our Pushpinder Singh, the case study that we had studied back. He was the owner of the Travel Khana, right? He used to deliver food at the, I mean, his site used to help you get the food at the destined railway station. वो already एक successful company का CEO था, but फिर भी देखो उसने क्या किया. उसको एक्साइटमेंट था कि मैंने ये तकलीफें झेली है रेलवेज में जाते वक्त, तो मैं दूसरों को ये तकलीफें झेलने नहीं दूंगा. So he came up with a very innovative idea. And see, the exciting thing is that he's today going to now further step, he's going to add these things to the buses also, right? So excitement is the next big thing for the entrepreneurship. People are excited. Entrepreneurs come up with the excited ideas. Next thing is your independence, right? If you are an entrepreneur, you don't have a boss, you are your own boss. Independence is the biggest advantage of entrepreneur. You can set up business as per your choice. You want to do trade in India, you want to do export import business inside India, outside India, you are your own boss. If you think this is the good thing for you, you can do it. Even the time is not a limit. You can work for 5 hours, 10 hours, 20 hours. It is at as per your choice, right? So you are your own boss. For example, I'll give you of Ola, Uber, I'll give you an example of that. The people who have their cars, right, and they have joined with Ola or Uber, they think that I'm going to work daily for 6 hours, I'm going to earn money which is coming from Ola or Uber, and then I'm going to do my rest of the business after those 6 hours. Or sometimes people think that if I'm a driver or if I have a car lended with Ola or Uber, I'm going to do more business in during the times of festivals, I'm going to work for 15 hours. Some people, they do job during morning and then they start with their own car and with Ola or Uber, and after 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening, from 7 to 11, they can do this job. So you are independent, right? Entrepreneurs are independent. They can do anything which they want. They don't have the boss. They are their own boss. So this is one of the advantage. Next is money as per effort. See guys, salaried people, they have a fixed money. People who are doing a job, they have a fixed money irrespective of whatever efforts they put in, whether they put more efforts or less efforts, they are going to get the fixed salary only. But with entrepreneurs, the biggest advantage is that they get money, they get profit as per their efforts. The more number of the efforts they put, and if their efforts work, if their efforts work out, then they are going to get more amount of money. So this is one of the biggest advantage. You are your own boss. Put more efforts if you want money. Put creative efforts, innovative efforts if you want more money, and then you will get money if your efforts are being worked out. If your efforts are going good, you will definitely get more money. Last advantage of the being an entrepreneur is freedom. You have freedom to invest anywhere you want. You have freedom to bring in the new venture. एक काम कर रहे हो, दूसरा काम उसके साथ साथ start करो. You have freedom of making flexibility in your business. 2 या 3 business लेके आओ. Make your business more flexible. Harvest into 2 or 3 businesses, or stop at a business and again start up with a new business. You have your own freedom. You are not bound with the rules. For example, everyone knows the example of Baba Ka Dhaba, right? All of you know what happened with Baba Ka Dhaba. His dhaba was suddenly his dhaba started working, एंड देन उन्होंने अपना खुद का रेस्टोरेंट स्टार्ट किया. आज वो ढाबा अपनी जगह पे है दिल्ली में, राइट, एनसीआर में, और उनका रेस्टोरेंट भी चल रहा है, कुछ ही फीट उनका रेस्टोरेंट भी चल रहा है. सो उनके पास फ्रीडम है. एक बार बिजनेस चल पड़ा, आपके पास फ्रीडम है. आपको कितना इन्वेस्ट करना है, कितना फ्लेक्सिबल करना है अपने बिजनेस को, या फिर एक बिजनेस छोड़ के दूसरे बिजनेस में जंप ऑन करना है, इट टोटली डिपेंड्स ऑन यू. So freedom is the last biggest advantage of being an entrepreneur. So guys, these were the 5 main points, right, of advantages of being an entrepreneur. Last topic we are going to do is the disadvantages of entrepreneurship, right? Guys, the biggest disadvantage of entrepreneurship is that initially जब आप आपका बिजनेस स्टार्ट करते हो तो आपके पास बेनिफिट्स बहुत कम है. 2 या 3 साल तो भूल ही जाओ कि कोई प्रॉफिट आएगा. जहां से आपने लोन लिया है, जहां पे जितनी आपकी सेविंग्स डाली है, उन सबको रिकवर करने में ही आपका टाइम चला जाएगा. तो आपको स्टार्टिंग में ऐसा लगेगा, when business is just started, you might feel there are very less benefits in the start. So at start you are at a disadvantage, you are at a limitation कि आपको बहुत ज्यादा वो benefits उसके नहीं मिलेंगे. Fruits you won't get proper fruits of your business during the start itself. दूसरी चीज सबसे बड़ा डिसएडवांटेज इज दैट सैलरी जैसी फिक्स्ड इनकम हर बार नहीं होगी अगर आपने आपका एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप किया है. हो सकता है कभी कभी तो आपके पास एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप स्टार्ट की हो तो शुरुआत के किस महीने में तो आप जो सैलरी कमा रहे थे उससे डबल या ट्रिपल कम कमाओ आप, और यू माइट डीमोटिवेट, यू माइट गेट डीमोटिवेट के कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, मेरे पास फिक्स इनकम तो है ही नहीं तो क्यों मैंने बिजनेस स्टार्ट किया. तो दिस माइट हैपन. ये एक एडवांटेज होता है जॉब में कि आपकी फिक्स इनकम होती है, सैलरीड इनकम होती है, बट एंटरप्रेन्योर्स का डिसएडवांटेज है कोई एक फिक्स इनकम तो नहीं होगी. हो सकता है ज्यादा भी हो, एडवांटेज भी है ये, बट डिसएडवांटेज ये स्टार्टिंग में हो जाएगा कि हो सकता है आपके पास फिक्स्ड इनकम से भी कम इनकम आपके पास आ रही हो. Next is your work schedule. See, if you are an entrepreneur, you cannot say that I'm going to work for only 5 or 6 hours a day. No, the entrepreneurs, their work is very unpredictable, right? You never predict के 5 या 6 घंटे करूंगा. काम स्टार्ट किया है तो हो सकता है शुरुआत में 15-15, 20-20 घंटे काम करना पड़े, नींद पूरी ना हो, इमरजेंसी कभी भी आ जाए. Entrepreneurs, they any emergency can come up suddenly. आपको कहीं पे सडनली ट्रैवल करके भागना पड़े, आपकी बिजनेस डील सडनली किसी के साथ फिक्स हो जाएगी, कुछ भी हो सकता है. So you cannot stick to a particular schedule that I'm going to work for 5 or 6 hours a day only. No, you'll have to take out more time. You'll have to be ready for sudden things which are coming in your way, राइट. लेट आवर्स आपको काम करना पड़ेगा, राइट, और वो एक नॉर्मल बन जाएगा. स्टार्टिंग में तो लेट आवर्स काम करना एक नॉर्मल सिचुएशन हो जाएगा अगर आप एक एंटरप्रेन्योर हो तो. सो ऐसा सैलरीड पीपल के साथ नहीं होता है. दैट्स व्हाई दिस इज वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट डिसएडवांटेज ऑफ बीइंग एन entrepreneur. Next is administration. See, you are your own administrator. Your decisions might give you the good results or it might give you the bad results. If the good results are there, then they are because of me. If they are the bad results, then I have got a bad thing. You cannot say that. If you are an entrepreneur, learn to take responsibility. Even if anything good goes good, or even if anything goes wrong. So if something goes wrong, you cannot play a blame game in an entrepreneurship that, okay, this did not work out because the fellow employees or the fellow partners with me which were there, they were not careful or they were incompetent or they were not smart enough to. No, you cannot say all these things. If you are an administrator, learn to take first your decisions, and if you have taken decision, stick to your decision even if the situation goes wrong. Next thing, the next point is that incompetent staff. हो सकता है जब आपने एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप स्टार्ट किया तो आपको कुछ ऐसे लोग मिले आपके साथ जो उतना अपना 100% नहीं दे पा रहे जितना आप लगा रहे हो. अगर आप आपका 100% लगा रहे हो तो हो सकता है कुछ लोग ऐसे मिल जाए आपको जो अपना 20% भी नहीं दे रहे हो, 30% भी नहीं दे रहे हो. आपको टोक टोक के उनसे काम करवाना पड़ेगा, आपको उनको डांटना पड़ेगा, आपको उनको बोलना पड़ेगा ये काम नहीं हुआ है जल्दी करो. और उनकी वजह से आपको कभी कभी आप ऐसा लगेगा कि योर वर्क इज नॉट गेटिंग अप क्विकली. जितनी डेडलाइंस थी उतने में वो डेडलाइंस में वो काम नहीं हो रहा है. So incompetent staff can be a headache to you. But in front of that, आप एक ऐसा काम कर सकते हो that first thing you can do is that if the staff is incompetent, it means you have to give them the training. Maybe they are not well trained, right? Or maybe they do not have enough salary which they demand from you. Only two things can be there. Am I audible, guys? I think my voice. Guys, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Everyone? Okay. राइट, सो आई वॉज टेलिंग कि अगर स्टाफ आपको इनकॉम्पिटेंट मिला है और वो ठीक से काम नहीं कर रहा है, तो दो ही चीजें पॉसिबिलिटी हो सकती है, या तो उनको ट्रेनिंग नहीं दी गई है, उनको पता ही नहीं है क्या करना है, वो अच्छे से काम नहीं कर पा रहे, और या तो फिर वो उनको पास वो है, दे हैव दैट इन देम, बट they will not give you that much work because they think that the salary that you are giving them as an entrepreneur is very, very less. So if you work upon these two things, then maybe your incompetent staff would become a competent one.